maintenance, fault clearing and all that is the responsibility of EEDC.
Okay.
The customer's responsibility is to make sure he or she pays his electricity bills as and when due.
Okay.
So that contribution, we are not aware of it, and we have not employed anybody to do so for us or to go and task them to pay. No.
Okay.
All repairs, maintenance and all that are our responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So another caller, Uche from Good Shade Railway Crossing, reported that they were disconnected for 4 months now, and unfortunately recently the transformer was vandalized. We also got in touch with the engineer in charge of Good Shade, which is under Enugu Central Service Center, and he said yes, they were disconnected for non-payment. Not just that they were disconnected, they were disconnected for non-payment. And also, in addition to non-payment, they said that those areas, they are the crushers. The crushers, they engage in illegal activities.
Okay.
Such as reconnecting themselves after being disconnected.
Okay.
Once you disconnect, the next time they all reconnect themselves. And again, they also illegally move from one transformer to the other. Maybe transformer A is giving them supply, or some part of them supply. Yes, because one transformer, they have one transformer. So in terms of disconnection, it makes it easy for us when they are not paying. Because when you tell them to go and get meter, they said no, with their heavy duty machine and all that, they don't want prepared meter. They prefer the estimated billing platform. But then they won't pay. So based on that, we disconnected them.
Okay.
And even before that happened, if they are, if they, maybe they don't have supply and they see that the other transformer, there is supply on the other transformer, probably from another feeder, they will reconnect themselves to that transformer, which is very, very bad.
Okay.
Migrating from we call it I'll remember the technical term for it, and it's not good because it kills transformer.
Yeah.
It kills when you rock from one transformer to the other. It kills that transformer, because the transformer you are going to hook on might not have that capacity to carry you. Maybe that transformer has been loaded up to its normal capacity, and now this extra load you are introducing on the transformer will affect it. So it is not good. It's really killing transformers, and we have also advised them on that. And again, the transformer itself that is supplying these people at Good Shade is the transformer owes about 8 million plus.
Oh.
That is what they are owing. And you know, they use machines, and when you give them supply, at the end of the day they don't pay. So this is an issue. We have even identified some of these people that engage in illegal connections there and all that. Yes, so once they are ready to settle part of their debts, we will replace the vandalized materials and restore supply to them. They are owing us. If we go ahead to replace the vandalized materials and we keep giving them supply, no, we are a business too, in as much as we work towards ensuring that our customers are better served.
Okay.
We also need revenue to ensure that they are better served.
Yeah.
So we need them to pay.
Okay.
There are also some other updates. Yeah, we got reports of illegal activities in our network around. Such illegal activities are load diversion and meter bypass around Peter Okoye, Bishop Anyogu, OG Street, parts of Kenyatta and Real Estate Owani.
Okay.
So they said that these people, they engage touts in doing all these illegal activities for them. So we are hereby appealing that customers within these areas, those that engage in these kind of illegal activities, we appeal to them, please desist from such. Avoid engaging touts. Just ensure you report your supply issues officially, and attention will be given to it.
Okay.
Yeah, also Convent substation in under Baba district, it's bad, and test is ongoing. Where there are the PC&M engineers, they are running tests on the transformer to know the cause of the problem, whether it is the fault that will require us lifting it to our workshop for further repairs.
Okay.
So we appeal to customers that the transformer serves to please bear with us. We are not folding our arms. We are really doing something, carrying out tests, because when a transformer starts malfunctioning or stops functioning, what you do is you go for tests. Because it's a big machine, you go for tests. There are some tests you can carry out while the transformer is there on the plant, while there are some tests that you need to lift the transformer to a workshop where other bigger machines will be used to actually test the transformer and effect repairs and maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the updates from the past week. Already I'm getting comments. Would go through all of these comments shortly. Just keep them coming through on WhatsApp. It is 0902 002925. You can also reach us on Facebook. It is 925 Dream FM. On Twitter, it is Dream 925 FM. This is the Monday edition of the People's Forum, brought to you by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. My name is Deborah Mba. Now we'll move on to the focus for the day, which is processes of new connection and account separation. So if you are one of the people who, if you just tuned in first off, and if you're one of the people who already has these kind of issues, please go ahead and let us in on what the issue is on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Twitter. Stay tuned to the People's Forum on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. My name is Deborah Mba.
ntị chiri ya ọnwụ ga-egbu nwa nkịta adịkwa ya n'isi nsị. Onye ọbụla nke na-akpabiri ọkụ na-akwụghị ụgwọ, ma ọ bụ onye na-adọrọ ọkụ na nzuzo, ma ọ bụkwazi onye ọbụla nke na-adịghị akwụ ụgwọ ọkụ mgbe o kwesịrị. Onye dị etu a ji ọkụ egwuri egwu. Ekwela ka onye enyi gị ma ọ bụ agbata obi gị ahụ dị agwa, maka na ọ nwere ike itinye gị na nsogbu ịkwụ ụgwọ ọkụ n'ịmụghị. Ọ bụrụ na aha gị adịbeghị na akwụkwọ ndị na-amụ ọkụ EEDC, gaa n'ụlọ ọrụ EEDC nke dị n'ogbe gị ka ịdebanye aha gị. EEDC bụ nke anyị. Gbado anya banyere ihe ọbụla nke ga-akwụsị agamnihu inwe ọkụ latrik n'ụlọ anyị niile. Kee nkwụcha maka ndị na-akpabiri ọkụ EEDC na-akwụghị ụgwọ. Ntị ga-anụ ihe abụrụ mụrụ akụ kpata ndị be anyị na-anụla.
Ọkụ na-enwu nke ọma abụrụ anyị, ya ka anyị kwado ndị EEDC ka e nwere ọkụ wee bụrụ ihe gara aga.
For light today, now we hand it day. If electricity surplus, now we gain it go PO. Make we join hand with EEDC to make sure say our light they shine.
Yes, so EEDC don't type out. Darapa join for them waste. They wait for people where the chuku hand inside this bad matter where they call energy theft. Anybody where they bypass meter, anybody where they do illegal connection and reconnection. Abi you be person when they recharge your prepaid meter when you supposed to recharge. Person where they chuku hand for this kind of the body matter. Now me they call energy thief, and the person they play with fire. Report anybody where be energy thief because if it be say now you they pay for the light where the person they use. If your name never there for EEDC billing list, go EEDC district office where they in charge of your area. Make it for collect new form for new connection. Shine your eye, help EEDC. Make we for help ourselves because anything where scatter electricity supply they affect everybody.
If electricity surplus, now we gain it go PO. Make we join hand with EEDC to make sure see our light they shine.
Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, power to the southeast.
What is it with our politicians today? Nobody is making any sense.
Now only politicians, even we never show up this morning.
But you don't have good jobs. How can you?
Your views, your thoughts, your perspective. This is People's Forum.
very much for staying tuned to the People's Forum on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. My name is Deborah Mba, and the time in the studio is 16 minutes gone past the hour of 5 p.m. I'm sure that you have been able to pick a few things from some of the updates that were given at the beginning of the show before we now move on to the main focus for the day. But then, remember that this program has been brought to you by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, and we have one of their personnel here with me in the studio, Patience Ezago, who is a communications officer for EEDC. She has an announcement to make before we move on.
All right, thank you, Deborah. You know, a saying goes that there is time for everything.
Yes.
So at EEDC, this is the time we distribute our bills to our various customers. When we talk of bills, post-paid customers, we have to give them their bills at the end of the month. So the bills are ready and we're already distributing to our various customers. For those that might say, well, I've not seen my bill, you know, the marketer or whoever that is distributing the bill did not come around my area to give me my bill, while the marketer will tell you, yes, I came, I knocked, and I had to fix the bill somewhere. And you know the season we are in, rainy season. So for such customers, you can simply subscribe for e-bill delivery and receive your energy bill through our email. You just have to simply log on to www.enugudisco.com. Then you click on e-bill request from the menu and then subscribe by inputting your account number or your meter number.
Okay.
Fill the form and just save.
All right.
Once you save, you can now actually be getting your monthly bills from your email address.
Okay.
Once the bill is ready at the end of the month, it will be dropped there for you.
Okay.
Then for some customers who might not want to go through this process, or maybe they don't have the phone that has such a facility to do this, you can also receive your energy bill for energy consumed by just dialing bill star your EEDC account number. Just type bill star EEDC account number and send as text SMS to 0815 082 5555.
Okay.
Just get your phone, type bill star your account number and send as SMS to 0815 082 5555. Once you do that, within a short while, you will get a feedback from EEDC giving you your current bill. That is the exact thing that will be on your paper bill when that one comes.
Okay.
That's just exact copy.
Okay.
So with that, you can also go ahead to make your payment without waiting for the bill.
Okay.
So these are, and we have done this in order to help our customers to serve them better, so they don't have to wait for your bills. And maybe you are disconnected. You said you are waiting for bill, because we might be disconnected based on previous arrears, not on current charge. So these are the things. And you know, in the course of my explanation and updates, I made mention of customers that are engaging in and I was saying I will let you know the technical term. We call it double sourcing, when you have to leave it to the transformer or feeder serving you to connect from another transformer or from another feeder. We call it double sourcing, and it really kills transformer. It really destroys things. Somebody might be doing it somewhere and it is reporting back in the homes of our customers within that area, thereby causing fluctuations and all that, which might eventually burn your installations. So double sourcing is a no-no for us in EEDC. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Patience Ezago, Communications Officer, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC. It is still the People's Forum on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. My name is Deborah, but if you're online, you can also watch us on YouTube. It is Dream TV Enugu on YouTube. Go ahead and see what's happening in the Dream FM studios, or just go ahead and send in your comments on Facebook 925 Dream FM, on Twitter Dream 925 FM, on WhatsApp 0902 0020 Now into the main focus for the day, especially giving some of these explanations that you just made about billings and all. Now let's talk about the processes of new connection. When a customer wants to get a new connection, what are can you outline these processes?
All right, thank you. When we say new connection, or a customer that is coming for new connection, it means that the customer is not in our billing platform, is not in our network, and the customer coming for new connection, there is a form we call Form 74, which the customer is expected to fill. You can go online to get the form, download, print, fill the form, then go to the customer service officer in your district for further attention. Some might not be able to do that, but once you walk into your district office to the customer service officer, he or she will assist you in doing that, getting a copy, and guide you on how to fill this Form 74. Yeah, this is for customers that you just finished your house, your shop, you want to start this business, there is no supply in this area, in this facility, you need new connection. That's to have supply for the first time in that facility. These are the customers. You go for Form 74. After filling this Form 74, you have the form has 3 parts. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. The customer will fill Part 1. The customer for new connection will fill Part 1 and Part 3 of the form, while Part 2 of the form is for what we call a licensed electrical contractor. For LECAN, we call them Licensed Electrical Contractors Association of Nigeria. LECAN is a body recognized by government. They have been there before EEDC took over.
Electrical what do you mean by that?
There is a body, electrical. They are engineers, electrical. They know, they take care of the electrical connections, the wirings in that particular facility that needs new connection, needs supply, EEDC, or to bring supply or to connect the house.
So that part has to be filled by that
yes, an electrical contractor. Yes, and what they have to feel that they are supposed to get to your house, check the wirings and all that to know whether they are of standard.
So these set of people are very different from the people who wired the house in the first place.
The owner of the house might go to them to get their services in terms of wiring, so as to make sure that all is okay. If you don't use them,
you have to
no problem, but you have to get their certification, because for us, even during the time of NEPA, during the time of PHCN, these LECAN, they were there. They have to certify that your house wiring is in order. There is not there is no substandard material. Because why? If the house is wired with substandard materials and the EEDC goes ahead to connect the house to their network, the house might go up in flames because of, you understand, because of substandard material. You might hear explosion. You might say, okay, my AC has burnt, this has burnt, everywhere is shocking, stuff like that. So it is the responsibility of the LECAN to go and check up the wiring in the house. And once we see their certification, we'll go ahead and connect such customer to our grid. But if we don't see their certification, we don't do such. So this is a body. And somebody asked when it was treated in one other station, where are they? Do they work with you? And the answer is no. They don't work with us. They are not within our complex, but they are situated, they set their office closer to us because they know that EEDC customers are also their customers. So if they know that once a customer comes here for new connection, at a point the customer will be referred to them, so they don't have to stay far away. So anywhere we have our district offices, you see them around, maybe 2 poles, 3 poles, 4 poles away, still waiting for new connection customers to come over to them. So what the customer service person will do, once you are a customer for new connection, after doing those things, you now tell you have, after guiding you in filling part 1 and 3, it will now direct you that you should go to Lekan and have them certify and fill and certify this portion, so that you bring it back for further processing. So at that juncture, you have to go out, like in Ababa, they are opposite the office, across the main road, and in Obi here they are down close to railway, and in some other locations they don't work with us. So when you go, they also have their professional charges. So you don't, when they, at times when a customer is charged by Lekan for their services, they say EEDC said new connection is free. They don't charge a customer before connecting the customer onto their grid. But look at, they collected 5,000 naira from me, they collected 10,000 naira from me. No, most times our staff, our field officers will want to do take up such a job. Okay, bring 10,000, bring 5,000, so that we get a Lekan officer. It is not their responsibility. And once that happens, the customer will tell you it is EEDC that collected such money. No, we don't do that. There is no a charge.
So it's at your own risk.
Yes. Don't do that. They have their office. You go to their office. If they are doing it for free, you know. If there is a charge for it, you know, and you pay. But for our office, for any of our staff to tell you get the money for Lekan, no. Report such fellow. It is not our responsibility to charge or collect money for Lekan. We don't do their job. Lekan will do their job and will continue from there. So once the part 1, 2 and 3 are filled, the customer will now bring the form back to the customer service office. Yes, when the form is brought back to the customer service office, then we do what we call commercial checks. We have to check if that house
was built for commercial purposes.
No, if that house existed before. You know, I might be using 2-bedroom apartment, and I may be owing 200,000 on that facility, and tomorrow the owner sends me away and sells it to a bank, and a bank demolishes the house with the 200,000 naira the customer is owing, and erects an edifice. And at the end of the day, that same facility will come again. New connection. We can't have 2 accounts. Even though you demolished that one, it is still that same place. You must settle that account first.
So what happens?
We will check. And once it is proven that a house existed there and you demolished, you didn't, if you are demolishing a house, you take away valuables, right? You would have also given us our own valuable, our money, before demolition and continuing with your work. So if an account existed, or maybe a small house, and you now modified it without even demolition, you modified it and now came back for new connection, no, that amount owed there must be settled. So in that manner, we wouldn't give you a new, you have to refer you, we wouldn't work on that to give you another account.
Because you do know some people go ahead and I don't know how to do it.
Yes, some people might do it and they go free. They might do it, but tomorrow, because that person will now do it and get a meter, prepared meter installed. maybe you did it through the help of a marketer or an officer.
Yes.
We are not saying we are perfect, but we are working towards perfection. In every institution, you know there are bad eggs.
Yes.
You will train and train, take a horse to the stream, but you can't force it to drink water. So some staff might aid the customer in doing that. And when it happens, don't worry, it will only take time. Eventually you will see the same customer complaining, I have a prepaid meter I bought over 4 years ago, I've been recharging normally, all of a sudden a new bill started coming with 200,000, 300,000 arrears. We have exhumed that. With time, if a good marketer or somebody that knows his onion is assigned to that place, or in our own network, the way we work, one day it must be brought up, and then the customer will now be complaining. We have had such complaints, and when you go, you see there is an abandoned account. That's the time we call it. That account has been abandoned, and you have opened a new one. So this check will enable us know whether there was any abandonment of accounts. So and they also, the feeder manager will go in person to see this new house, this new structure where our service is needed. You will go there to check whether the mains is available. What do we call mains? Our electric line, the pole, whether it is nearer to the customer, where the customer, we cannot just take from the pole to the customer. If it is not there, and a major line has passed there, but it's just that you need a pole or two to extend your supply, it is not our responsibility to do so. So the customer will be advised. See, we need, for us to connect you successfully once your form is processed, you need an extra pole so that we can effect the job. And that wire from our pole to the customer's supply, to the customer's house or facility, it should be provided by the customer. That is the way it is done. So once that is done, an account, all these conditions are met, an account will be opened for you.
All right, sorry, hold on to that thought. So what happens before then? Like, so in a case of demolishing, you know, given the instance that you described, and probably the owner of the house or whoever was in charge didn't come to your company, you know, to ask what should be done in terms of electricity supply. What happens? You know, what happens after or before? What should, is there a process to follow before demolishing?
There is a marketer in charge of these locations, and the marketer, if I'm the marketer covering this area, and in the course of sharing bill or in the course of disconnection operations, people clearing faults and all that, they see that a house is being demolished, or the marketer sees that, the marketer will come back and tell the manager, look at, they are demolishing this house, and they look at their bill, look at their arrears, and they don't pay.
What if the marketer doesn't see it?
So
is there a duty that the owner should actually?
The owner, once the electricity, because if they are demolition and they are sending people out, the what is it called? The tenants there, if there's anything they're owing to the landlord will collect his pay before they go, right? So also that electricity bill, it has to be accounted for, and in such case it is the landlord that is the owner of the house. If you leave them to go, it is your responsibility to sort it out. Like we tell people, before packing into a new building, ask questions to know whether there are unpaid electric arrears. Because for some people, our customers who now know their better, they will tell landlord, I can't pack in, no, I can't pay. They say this house is owing, and landlord will own it up. Go ahead, I'll be paying gradually. They will come and do agreement, because it is the landlord's responsibility. So the landlord is the person that is going to take care of that.
All right, please, please. So after this has been done,
yes, after this has been done, all these checks, they are okay. They will now go ahead. The feeder manager will report back that mains is available. From the billing system, will check and see that there is no existing account in that facility. They will advise further the customer service for creation. They will go ahead and create an account. So when that account is created, the customer service person will now communicate to the customer. So some people ask for how long? 2-3 weeks to a month, depending on how this process, also how successful these other processes are. The
I think
account.
someone actually just asked that. How long does it take to process an application? Okay, for an additional account, we get to that.
Okay, that's when we are talking of account separation.
Yes.
That's the other one. So once these are okay, they will go ahead and create an account. With that account, the customer will now use that account number to apply for a meter, because you cannot just apply for a meter if you don't have an account number. So these processes will end in creation of an account. The customer will now take that account number to go ahead to our online platform and apply for a meter, and the processes for meter application and all that will also apply. That is where it ends. And also for separation of accounts, maybe you are 20, you are 30 using one account, and eventually you the owner, the real owner, because there must be the real owner of the account before others started joining him until they are 30 or so. So the real owner will now say apply for a meter with that one bill. When it comes, that is when okay will say, after all, I wasn't around, I only come back in the night. You understand? You know how it goes. So this other person
had that kind of issue.
So everybody will now be saying, no, I can't be paying for my mom, who stays at home all the time, to uses and all those things. Or I don't have a gadget. Look at so person. John has a lot of gadgets, and at the end of the month we contribute to 2,000 for us to buy a unit. No. So that is when account creation comes into place. So you now the same process, but this one Lekan is not involved.
Okay, so you still have that form.
Yes, you still go for Form 74.
Form 74.
When you go for that Form 74, you only have to fill Part 1 and Part 3. That Part 2, where the Lekan should sign or certify, you shouldn't do that. Because why? The house already has been connected. There is supply in the house. So the services of the Lekan is no longer needed there. What you need now, once you fill the form, on top, at the top of the form, you boldly indicate account separation. Once that is done, the customer service officer will process to the department responsible, and an account will be created for you. So, but once you do that, you have to show that the house, you don't need Part 2. To show that you don't need Part 2, because the house already has supply. You have to attach a copy of the bill, in that existing bill where you want to separate from. You have to attach a copy to that your application and take it to the customer service officer, and they will process and get your own account for you. Once that account is created, you use it and do what? Apply for your own meter.
Okay, so once the account is created, you now apply for another meter.
You now this one is account separation of account. You now get account number
for the new account, for the new account.
You get a new account with that account number. You now use it to apply for meter, because you cannot apply for meter if you say, hey, we are 20 using 1 meter, now I want to apply. You cannot just go and apply, because if you want to apply, it is still that bill. You can't have 2 meters from one bill, so you have to create an account, separation of account. With that account now 001 or 25 or here, you now use it to apply. In the portion where you have to put account number, you just put it. That's the necessary thing in meter application. And you will process and give you your own meter.
So going by what this customer, I'm assuming, says, how long does it take to process an application for an additional account? Because I was already going to ask that, so let's just respond to his. He says he applied. Okay, this is a woman actually. I applied for 3-phase meter since 26th of June 2020. It is meant for number 20 Isuochi in Uwani. This is coming from Udene Kamodesta. So how long does it take?
Okay, Udene Kamodesta already have an account. Yes, she already has an account.
She used.
Well, I thought you said meter, 3-phase meter.
Okay, so according to the question, let me read it out. How long does it take to process an application for an additional account? I applied for 3-phase meter since 26th of June 2020. It is meant for number 20. Isochi in Uwani.
These are two issues.
One
is meter application. The other one is application for account separation.
Yes.
If it's for account separation, highest 1 month. And we appeal. At times they will just apply, and maybe when you send a feedback because of network or something, the customer might not get that SMS text message that we send to tell you that your account has been created. So just keep in touch with the customer service person. Within 1 month the account will be created. Keep in touch with the customer service person. Keep calling, keep in touch, and once it is created, you use it to apply for a meter. But in the other part of the question, they're saying she applied meter since June.
Yes. 26th of June.
26th of June. It is, for me, it is still very early because metering involves processes. So you just applied in June for a 3-phase meter. Yes, we have 3-phase meter.
That's about 2 weeks ago.
But then that's 2 weeks ago. So it's still early for her to complain because number one, once you apply, we have to do pre-installation survey. After the pre-installation survey, if everything is okay, just like I tell you, you go for to check the mains, whether there is available mains where the customer will be connected from. So also in metering, we have to go and check the facility where the meter is needed. That is pre-installation survey. Once you go for the checks and the things you look out for, they are there, it's okay. You come back, it's a process. You still process from the system, and advise further for the customer to be issued what we call demand note. That demand note is the paper that will authorize you to go and ahead and pay for that your 3-phase meter. And once you pay, the vendor, maybe due to network or something, it might take few days or up to a week for the vendor to confirm your payment. That the vendor is the map, maybe Mojek or Protogy, anyone that is processing handling your meter. So once the vendor confirms your pament, then the meter will be prepared and tested and all that.
So how long does it take for that?
So where we have a timeline is once payment is made, we have 10 working days to install your meter. So for that person, still be patient until the processes are taken. I hope
you were able to get your response that you wanted. Keep your comments coming through on Facebook 925 Dream FM, on Twitter it is Dream 925 FM, on WhatsApp 0902 002925. You can also watch us online on YouTube. It is Dream TV Enugu on our YouTube page. Now let's take comments on WhatsApp. Before we do that, you can also call the number 0902 002925 or 009 8888 This person, Ugo, says I'm on an estimated billing. My bill was reduced from 8,000 naira to 2,200 naira after the directive from NEC, but in the month of July it reverted back to the previous bill to 8,000 naira. Yet the same people on the same feeder were given 3,000 naira. I spoke with the feeder manager, but he said I must pay no matter where I complain. Okay, this is Maryland feeder. This is coming from Ugo. All right, keep them coming in. Should respond to that shortly. 0902 002095 or 009 8888 My name is Deborah Amba, and this is the Monday edition of the People's Forum, brought to you by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. On WhatsApp still, someone says, I think the meter. Oh, okay, this is a very long message. Okay, please, I'm from Oha Ndiago in Ezago local government area of Enugu State. We lost 2 transformers in our community over 2 years ago. Since then, nothing has been done to replace it with a new one. The remaining one we have is connected with prepaid meters, and we're finding it difficult to maintain it because it is a community meter. We suggest that EEDC helps remove the community prepaid meter and give us a community bill for us to enjoy electricity with other communities, because because it is cheating to some people in the community. With reasons, some people make use of 2 refrigerators, iron, AC, and so on, while some only make use of bulbs. Some live upstairs, while some manage 2 rooms. At the end of the month, you pay the amount of money, the same amount of money. It is unfair. Please do something about it. I think the meter is better to use by homes to avoid cheating. Okay. Keep them coming through 0902 0020 925 or 0. Okay. This person said, God bless you. Before I lay my complaints, I want to start with what she said, that when people hook up transformers, hook up to transformers on there, it kills Okay, I think you should try rewriting this message, but let me see if I can get through. Yes, I agreed, but EEDC are the ones who overload transformers. When somebody pays for connection, they say that the PECAN ask them to hook from the nearest transformer, whether it is overloaded or not. This also kills transformers, but they complain because they are losing revenue. Where I live, we share transformers with a settlement called Nkologu, and when we wanted to separate, the conditions they gave before they energized us was to pay our own part of the bill. It was shared. We got about 6 million naira. We paid and our transformer was energized, but last week EEDC added some money after. Okay, please do not call this line, thank you. But last week EEDC added some money after almost a year of no arrears. We began to see each time we recharge areas of 25,000 naira, some 20,000, and they have not given us any reason since we wrote to them. From Pocket Layout, Pastor Chinagoram is my name. Okay, I'm sure you understand all of these, right? Because
let me take them before. All
right.
Yeah, I will start from the last complaint from Pastor Chinagoram, right?
Yeah.
From Pocket Layout, where he talked about they having to separate from the transformer they were using to another one, and they had to pay part of their debts. Yes, it is done, and I think I forgot to say that one. When you are separating from a general account, you have to pay part of what you owe there. You can't just abandon it to go and take up a new one. So for them, yes, if they are using a transformer and now they are moving out of that transformer to another one, you have to pay part of what you have consumed and left unpaid before going to the other one. And I think he said they paid. Then Ohandiago, somebody complained that we should remove the meter, prepaid meter we installed there, and give them community bill. Well, we have been giving them community bill, and this community bill, they tell you we are killing them. We are just giving them money at will. Whatever amount we want, we'll give them. Yeah. If we bill them 500 and they were able to pay 500, the next one is 800,000, 1 million, and all that. And we said no. Community billing is one of the cheapest form of billing because we consider them as community. They don't have much doing, but though they are number one in when you talk of not managing energy well. They don't manage any, they waste energy because you marketplaces, shops, buildings, you see them, they like that supply to be on, that lighting point, they like it to be on even during the day. So, and again, it is not this modern lighting bulbs, energy saving bulb. They use these incandescent yellow bulbs that consume energy. So we consider them while billing, but yet they tell you that it is high. And now we advise them this is better for you. They said no, we should. They wrote and they asked us to give them meter, prepaid meter, so that they will know what they are consuming. And this, I'm happy he said prepaid meter, we gave them. So if you are contributing 500,000, we are billing you 400,000 now. 700,000 will not even be enough for you to buy credit. So buy credit and use. When it finishes, you stay. We are not bothering you. No disconnection until you get money and buy again. And for some communities, such communities, they only had supply a week or two, and they never had supply for a year and two. And for their sons and daughters outside, they will tell you EEDC has not given them supply, not knowing that they are holding themselves. Your meter is there, your transformer is okay. Recharge and you will get supply.
Okay, all right, let me quickly read out some more comments. I'll take your calls shortly, but keep them coming through. I'll take as much as I can. A cry of the forgotten people, agony of the disdained, wailing of save our soul, emergency, SOS. How on earth will EEDC Enugu, EEDC Colombia, EEDC Oko be punishing us till now? Since 13th of August 2019, a transformer located opposite former Union Bank Oko along Ekolobia Oko Munze Road. The transformer broke down since 13th of August 2019. EEDC picked it up for repairs in October and returned this one since Saturday 9th of May 2019. It has been excuses after excuses. First, Ekolobia marketing office said it's the cable. Later, they said they will send an email to Enugu head office before anything can be done. How long or how many months does it take for an email to deliver? Before you respond to that one, I'll take some more messages on WhatsApp. 0902 0020 925. Okay, good evening Dream FM and greetings to EEDC personnel in the studio. I want to inquire how long it takes for a demand note to be issued after pre-installation survey has been completed. I'm Nelson Odinaka from Enugu Adigi in Anambra State. Thanks. Okay, keep them coming through. 0902 0020 925. Good evening, my name is Chimdi. I got a new meter early April 2020. After the initial credit it came with finished, in an attempt to recharge, I realized that number 6 on the pin pad and remote is faulty. I reported the matter to EEDC Oshimiri and I was asked to pay 12,000 naira for a new one. My concerns are, why will I pay for a new pin pad and remote that was faulty as at the point of installation? EEDC claimed that the meter I paid for is their property. Why will I pay 12,000 naira to fix it? I submitted a written complaint a week ago. I have been in darkness since April till date. Okay, I'll take more. I have severally complained about the transformer at Old Police Station at Ibagwa Aka in Igweze South Local Government area since December 2009. Until now, nothing has been done. What step will we take to make the problem solved? For being in darkness while others have light is painful. Gloria from Ibagwa in Igweze South, Nsuka. Thank you. Okay. Let me take more comments. There's a lot of comments. All right, but then keep them coming in. Good evening, Deborah and the guests in the studio. We have been without power at Akuruka Street off Presidential Road, Enugu, since the Easter, that is mid-April, because our transformer got faulty and taken for repairs by EEDC. Reports have it that the transformer has been returned since 2 weeks now, but not connected yet, as we are yet to have power. Please, we beg you, ma, do something about it, as we have suffered too much for over 3 months now, please. Okay, let me take one more before we respond to your comments. Okay, is it possible when you make comments, when you send in complaints, please try to make them as short as possible so we can, move on to the next. Now, I'll just take this one. Good evening. Please, EEDC is making us angry. They only give us like 2 hours every day, yet we pay bills. This is not fair. This is coming from Chioma from Ogui District, Enugu. Let's take a few calls before we hear what she has to say. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Hello. All right, do try to call us back if you can. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Okay, I think we've taken enough comments. Let's just please quickly respond to all of these complaints.
Okay, let me start with the last complaint I heard. The customer complained of 2 hours supply. Well, we supply electricity in according to load shedding pattern, because we cannot promise 24-hour supply because of the availability we get from the grid. So that is it. I wouldn't know whether there are faults. If there are faults affecting a particular location, it might affect the number of hours they get supply. Then another complaint, the the person said the CIU, that is the customer interface unit, given to him after installation was bad, and he took it back to the office and they asked him to pay. Well, this is something we'll get back to the office and know what actually happened. If we are given it was given to you a month, 2 months, 3 months after, and you come back and say it is bad, well, we have to determine that. So we had to take the complaint home to Ababa district for further information. Then somebody, Akuruka Street off Presidential Road, they have a bad transformer for 3 months now. Well, I wouldn't know. This is also a take-home assignment to know actually what is wrong there. Then somebody from Oko Ekulobia also complained about bad transformer and all that. These are issues we need to get back to the office serving these locations to get a feedback.
Okay, thank you so much, Patience Izago. I'm so sorry I couldn't take a lot of calls. There's so many comments, but trust me, she would go through all of these comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp. For comments that I couldn't read out, she would go through all of them, and hopefully we'll get updates next week on another edition of the People's Forum, brought to you by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. For everyone who was a part of the show, thank you so much. Please, you can join us again next week if your issue wasn't addressed. Hopefully all of these issues would be taken up and addressed as soon as possible. My name is Deborah Umba. Enjoy the rest of your evening as I hand you over to Frankie and Godwin for Sports here on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. Big thanks to Patience Izago, Communications Officer, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, and of course my producer, OK Odogo. Stay tuned to 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. Remember, you can watch us on YouTube. It is Dream TV Enugu.
This world is not my